My name is Dr. Sarah Schultz. I am the director of the planetarium at MSUM, and I have been the director since 2014. I did my dissertation actually while I was the director here on science education, so using the planetarium as a teaching tool. Um, so yeah, that's me. So I have always had a love for the stars. I grew up on a small farm in the middle of nowhere in North Dakota, so the skies were really nice. And so I grew up looking at the sky and kind of just wondering what's out there and what it's all about. Um, and so I came to MSUM to study physics. And I came to MSUM because they had a planetarium and I was interested in astronomy. And along the way, I went to grad school and decided that I really liked informal science education. I like education in general, so I definitely have the heart of a teacher, but I do like being able to reach more than just classrooms, being able to reach people in informal situations like museums and planetariums. And so I came back here to teach, and then when Dave retired, then I threw my hat into the ring to take over. So I have loved it ever since, and I wear many hats, but my favorite hat is a science educator. There's a lot, but if I had to kind of boil it down, I would say there's probably two things. Um, Probably just inspiring, kind of the awe that people have. Astronomy brings a lot of people together, and so it's fun to experience that with someone who's learning for the first time, or someone who learned something new, or someone who's loved it forever and they just get to share it with somebody. And so teaching people, but also relationships. So I don't get to build really strong relationships with my students who come in here for a one-time planetarium show, but the students that I work with, I can develop relationships with. And I am very much a relationship person, and so being able to connect with people is one of my favorite things. And astronomy is an easy way to connect with people because most people have something about astronomy that they really enjoy. So one of my favorite memories, which is so crazy because it's not actually in the dome, was when I collaborated with the Fargo-Moorhead Symphony Orchestra. They were performing the planets, and somehow I was lucky enough to get connected, and I don't remember exactly how it happened, but I was able to take my software and project it in the concert hall, and it was so cool, and I still get chills when I think about it. It was just the neatest collaboration, and I heard a lot of really good feedback from that, and it just was so thrilling to be there and performing live with them and be a part of the concert, really, even though I was in the back and nobody could see me, but that's okay because then I didn't have to worry about stage fright, because I'm used to being able to talk in the dark, so no eyes on me. But it was just it was definitely one of the highlights of my career, doing that, because it just was just incredible. So that's kind of weird that it's not a planetarium memory per se, but of course it never would have happened otherwise. So that's a good one. So when I took over with the planetarium, I really wanted to push kind of the boundaries of what a planetarium is and what it can be, and certainly making it more, I don't know, accessible to different audiences. Um, Astronomy and science can seem a little bit intimidating and for only certain people, and I wanted to kind of break those boundaries down. And so I've really tried to push the boundaries of what we do in the planetarium, what we do with the planetarium. I like to say that, pretty much anybody can approach me with something and I'll say, yeah, let's try it. And so we've done, like, for the students, we do gaming, and so we'll get like Mario Kart up on the dome, and it was just a lot of fun. Or we've started doing meditation, which is really neat. This is definitely a very calm space. And so it's fun to be able to branch out into that. And like I mentioned, the symphony experience. And so bringing live music into the planetarium as well. We have a DJ who works with us now. And so we get to do that on a regular basis, which is so much fun. But just bringing art and science together, that's kind of my goal, is to make it more approachable and more interesting to different audiences, and just kind of get people in who never would have thought they would have been interested in what's going on in a planetarium. One highlight was being able to write a grant for the Lake Region Arts Council, and we were able to get students in here to create these really cool murals. And so that's another way to bring art and science together. So I like to try different things and see what happens, because you never know what you'll find out. So my hope is that the planetarium is a way to inspire, but also when I'm working with K-12 groups, I really want it to be a teaching moment. I want it to be an extension of the classroom. So I don't want it to just be one visit and that's it. So I want to be able to support the teachers who are teaching this content in their classrooms, as well as support the students in learning that content, because some of it is very complex and difficult to communicate in 2 dimensions. So that's part of the purpose of the planetarium, is to be able to envision things and view things in the way that they really are in the world. But being able to speed up time and manipulate time is really important. So I like to say that I can control time and space in the planetarium. And so, so I want it to both inspire and teach. I want it to do both. I don't want it to just hit the surface of what astronomy is and how we can use it and what we can learn from it. But that's a good start. So part of kind of expanding the use of the planetarium and reaching new audiences is collaborating with community partners. And so whenever I can meet someone new and say, hey, is there ever anything you might want to try in the planetarium? I like to push that, because, the planetarium is nothing without its community. And so we need the support of the community and the local area to keep it going and flourishing, and to keep it interesting and relevant. And so, I am looking at potentially doing a play in here at some point this year. Like I mentioned, the symphony, bringing the musicians in, maybe local bands or artists or something who want to display on a large screen. And so just reaching out and connecting with all of the amazing people we have in the area, and really showcasing their work and what we can do here as well. So, we can't do anything without the people here who support us. And one of my favorite quotes that I found recently, it really resonates with me on multiple levels of my life, from working with students to working with the community. But if I'm sure many people have heard of it these days, it seems to be kind of popular. But if you want to go fast, go alone, and if you want to go far, go together. And we certainly want to go far. We have been far. We have been here for 50 years. We want at least another 50 years, and we need to do that together.